Hello everyone, it is great to see you here once again on Dee's Delights. Today we are going to be making a very easy version of baked Alaska. This recipe is not going to be too time consuming. It's going to be so simple. All we're going to do, we're going to use a fudge brownie mix, and you want that to be fudge because that makes it so great. But just add an extra egg to the recipe. So if your recipe calls for 2 eggs, make it 3. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is get a metal pan. You're not going to want to use a glass pan because we're going to freeze this for a while after it's done baking and we put ice cream on top. And you can't take a glass pan out of the freezer and put it in a 500-degree oven, else you will have an explosion. So this is what we're going to do. Make your brownies according to the box and just add an extra egg. Easy peasy. Go ahead and spray your pan with cooking spray. Okay, now you don't want to overbake these. You don't want to dry out the brownies. So I would bake it for the least amount of time. For this, in a 13 by 9 pan, it says 28 to 31 minutes. So we'll see. And your eggs, I always like to put the eggs in a separate bowl until I'm assured that all of them are good. Now what you're going to want to do is go ahead and get out some eggs, about 6 eggs to make some meringue, and let them come to room temperature. Okay, that looks good. So for mine, it says I will need 2/3 cup of oil, 1/4 cup of water, and 2 eggs. So I'm adding the 3rd egg to make it like a cake-like, but still it'll be nice, chewy brownie. So mix that all together. It's so tempting just to lick the bowl, but I guess we're not supposed to nowadays, you know, with raw eggs and stuff. But still, I mean, I grew up on licking the bowl, eating raw cookie dough. Not sure what's changed, but we won't do it. Even though we're going to be making a meringue out of raw egg whites, we're still going to bake it a little bit. So off to the oven it goes. All right, my brownies only took about 23 minutes. I tested them beforehand. I didn't want them to get overly baked. Within 23 minutes they were done. So check your brownies. Even though the box may say a certain amount of time, don't trust it. So my brownies have been totally cooled. They've been sitting out for about 1.5 hours. So next what we're going to do is put some slightly melted ice cream on top. My ice cream's been sitting out for about 25 minutes. Now my recipe calls for strawberry ice cream. You can put strawberry, Neapolitan, vanilla, chocolate. I've used strawberry before and it is so good, but today we're going to use chocolate peanut butter cup. I know, chocolate among chocolate. You can't go wrong, folks, and a little peanut butter thrown in. You've got yourself a delicious feast. So what we're going to do is top the ice cream, spread it around. So get your scoopers out and just start putting ice cream all over the place, because then we're going to spread it out. You're going to need about 1.5 quarts. My grandson came over today and he said, hey, he calls me Abby. Never could call me Grammy when he was little, so he called me Abby, even though my name's not Abby. He said, do you have any baked Alaska? I said, I surely do. We had strawberry. He loves it. Go ahead and spread it around. Be careful, you don't want to bust up your brownie underneath. There again, you'll probably want to let it thaw for about 25 to 30 minutes. And then when we're making the meringue, we'll put this back in the freezer temporarily. Next, we're going to make the meringue. So what you're going to want to do is make the meringue either in a glass or a metal bowl, not plastic. So we're going to need 6 eggs because we're going to take the whites out of each of these eggs. And you'll need 1/2 teaspoon cream of tartar and 3/4 cups sugar. So let's get started. What you're going to want to do is do them one at a time, because you cannot get any egg yolk in this, or it won't get fluffy. Your meringue just won't do anything. So I'm going to do one at a time, and then I'm going to put them over in a bowl. That way you don't waste 5 eggs. If the last one you get egg yolk in it, Okay, 2 down. 4 more to go. And you'll definitely want them at room temperature. They won't fluff up as good if they're not at room temperature. Woo! See? Boogered that one up. Can't use it. Dagnabbit. So I'm going to have to quickly bring an egg up to room temperature. I'm just going to run it under warm water for about 2 to 3 minutes. Last egg. Woo! So we have our 6 egg whites there. Definitely no yolks. Let's get our 3/4 cup of sugar measured out. All right, so what we're going to do is go ahead and put our 6 egg whites in here. And we're going to beat them for a couple of minutes till they become frothy. Okay, you can use 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar, and we're slowly going to add our sugar and keep on beating. Okay, that took about 5 minutes. You want to do that till it looks glossy and peaks form, it gets stiffened up. Okay, we'll spread this on top. We'll scoop it up first with a spoon. Go ahead and put it all over. Got nice and shiny. Let's go ahead and spread it around. Going to make little swirls in here. So let's just go like this. Okay, now I'm not going to cover it up. I'm just going to put it in the freezer. There it is. We're ready to go to the freezer. See you in about 3 to 5 hours. Okay, I took this out of the freezer after about 5 hours. The stove is heating up to 500 degrees. We're going to put it in the oven for 3 to 5 minutes and watch it very carefully. Once we bake it a little bit, pop it back in the freezer for a few hours and then you can serve it. Mine took about 3 minutes. I didn't want to let it in any longer than 3 minutes.
And you wonder why I'm fat.
You're not fat. We're both little skinny minis. What's amazing to me is that you can freeze this brownie and you can still cut through it. We think you'll like it.
Excelente.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Fantabulous. Of course, it depends on which ice cream you want to use. Doug, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you recommend this treat with whatever ice cream you choose?
9.
Yep, I'd give it a 9 too. Doesn't that even look delicious in there?
Tanya will have it gone by morning.
No. Look at that little bit of brownie on the bottom there, just waiting to be scraped out of the pan. The meringue's pretty good too. So have a great evening. Have a wonderful new year. And we'll see you. Yeah, Happy New Year. We'll see you next year. It is New Year's Eve of 2023 and tomorrow will be 2024.
Yes, it will.
So long, folks.
So long.